It is an expression of patriotism to say that our priority is that Senegalese fish must profit the Senegalese.
Doit profiter en priorité aux Sénégalais.
The fishing sector in Senegal is in crisis because of the high number of foreign boats fishing illegally in Senegalese waters. Over the past days, Senegalese patrols have boarded and searched a number of pirate fishing boats.
Reports say government forces in South Sudan are on the verge of launching a new offensive against the rebel forces in the town of Bor. Hundreds of civilians are fleeing the area for fear of being caught up in the new government offensive. And DR Congo troops have moved in on positions held by suspected ADF rebels. Government forces use heavy weapons to pound rebel bases near the Uganda-DR Congo border. We have details of those stories and others in this news roundup.
Civilians have again fled the Flashpoint South Sudan town of Bor ahead of a new assault by government forces. Almost 10,000 people have taken refuge at the UN base in the capital of Jonglei state. They fled the conflict between government forces and rebels backing the former vice president. Aid groups say up to 10,000 people have died in the fighting and 200,000 displaced. UNICEF rounded up 33 child soldiers between the ages of 14 and 17 in a rehabilitation center in Bangui, the capital of the Central African Republic. These children were fighting alongside the Seleka rebels. The United Nations estimates there to be around 6,000 children fighting as child soldiers as the crisis in the Central African Republic has become one of the most urgent so far in 2014. The international community must increase its efforts to help these Central African people to restore peace and security as quickly as possible. The European Union organized a donors conference for the Central African Republic in Brussels on Monday. Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni views gays as sick but doesn't believe they should be jailed or executed, so he vowed to block a push by Parliament to impose tough penalties on gays. Museveni refused to approve a controversial bill passed by Parliament last month that would have seen homosexuals jailed for life. Gay and lesbian defenders applauded the decision but denounced the president's views.
There's some ignorance about the issues, and the words that he used actually further stigmatize.
Democratic Republic of Congo forces continued their attack on Saturday against Ugandan Islamist rebels in the lawless east of the country. Government troops moved in on positions held by ADF rebels who have been based in Congo for years and are seen as a major obstacle to peace. ADF has been blamed for a spate of recent attacks and kidnappings.
We now take our second break. Sports is next. Welcome back. The registration process is complete, and now the many dozens of groups vying for a place on a trip to Anfield are putting in preparatory efforts ahead of the tournament. Their Standard Chartered Bank organized program has now entered a new and more exciting phase. Babka Senghor tells us more.
Starts here at the Manjai football field and gloriously ends with a dream trip to the home of Liverpool Football Club.
I'm going to play. Of course I'm going to play. Yeah. I'm part of Standard Chartered Bank. Anything they have, any activities they have, as far as I'm the customer to them, I am involved.
After what was a carefully arranged preparation in mid-November 2013, customers and media partners of Standard Chartered Bank have entered the more crucial phase of the Road to Anfield tournament. Registration for the entry into the five-a-side tournament scheduled for mid-February saw dozens of groups comprising customers of the bank, media partners, and bank officials pen their names for the exciting tournament.
The turnout is great. Many people came, so we're very happy about that, and we're saying thank you to our customers. But about the winning team, I would say the team I am in, we're winning. So the excitement is everywhere. Everybody thinks they're winning. Who doesn't want to go to Liverpool? Who doesn't want to play in the Liverpool field? Who doesn't want to meet the legends? I do. I know you do. Everyone does. So it's a game of win-win, I think, this time around. And everybody's excited. Everybody wants to win. So we'll wait and see it from the 15th of February. We'll know the team.
This partnership is a splendid convergence of business commitment and sporting interest, backed by a loyal following that has seen two institutions built on a formidable road to achieving greater things in sporting and banking world.
First of all, we've seen an increment in our brand awareness and our brand values. We've seen also an increment in people knowing the bank Standard Chartered. In the UK, for example, Standard Chartered is not a local bank. It has a head office there. But because of Liverpool, everybody in the UK now acknowledges the fact that we're doing a good job across the communities. Over in Asia and Africa, where our focus is very strong, we've seen an increment in terms of an awareness of people and also an increment in customers, which is most importantly for us as well as a business, and also an increment in corporate awareness across countries. In Ghana, for example, and in Gambia, we've had a good commitment with the government. This is something that we really cherish because it makes us comfortable operating in Gambia because the government knows what we are doing and knows our value as a corporate entity. That is what we want, and we are happy with that.
For many who turned up for the registration, such as Mudu Conte of Team Senegambia, age isn't an issue here.
I'm very proud of it, to join to Standard Chartered Bank because, these things, have been, they have been here for a long time, and they are giving, privilege to each and every Gambian, So I am proud of Standard Chartered Bank, and it will be my pleasure of going to Liverpool for this tournament with my co-players, and I have confidence to my football team. Anyway, they will perform very well, and we'll see today that, we will win this final. If
Team Senegambia is to win the dream chance to make it to Anfield, they will have to contend with fending off the challenges of the likes of fiercely competitive hard warriors whose captain Ibrahima Bojang was in super confident mood ahead of the February events. We will start training and I am hopeful our side can make it to Liverpool, he said. For a football club with huge following across the globe, the partnership between the club and SCB, support for the Anfield club has steadily increased in the Gambia. One man who knows more about that is LFC ambassador in the Gambia, Lamin Chame.
I would say as a fan, and for every fan, this is a dream come true. I mean, you've been supporting this club for so many years. You've spent so much money going to video club, so much money on jerseys, and for you to become this close to real life, seeing Suarez, blood and flesh, standing in Anfield, in the stands, cheering when they are singing the Liverpool song, I think it is a dream come true for the fans.
Anfield will be waiting for the winners of the local tournament, and for many of the groups, there is no time to spare here. From the little matter of putting in the formalities of registration to the critical matter of proving a point on the pitch. More of that will be needed to produce a worthy winner in what is set to be a fun-filled and thrilling moment for all. The Grts Sport is Baukar Senghor.
And from sports there by Babukar Senghor, we take a look at the weather report by the Central Forecast Office.
Everything follows. And for those of us who know what the River Gambia stands for, understanding its sustainability in all aspects of life is easily confirmed. The River Gambia provides nutritious delicacies as food, while it provides its wildlife a balanced ecosystem. This river, as a sanctuary, is committed to its inhabitants' needs without season. And as you travel along, all these values are replicated in one company, Elton. Just like the River Gambia, leads in its commitment to values that matter most. Elton, championing the vision for a new generation.
And And before we end this edition of the news, a recap of our top stories. President Jammeh has presided over celebrations marking the 7th anniversary of his alternative treatment program. The Minister of Fisheries and Water Resources and the new FAO representative have toured vital fish projects in Sapo,